Ziggy Marley. It's a song called Tomorrow.
Tomorrow science, where is your details? It's not engineering, it's just trying to kill people. Tell me now, because y'all keep war a thing. All the scientists all work for the king. So we got to talk about science. If there is no love in your heart, then the engineers gotta call it bullshit. Tomorrow science.
We need to defund it. Good morning, people. Tomorrow science. We got to defund science, yo. I'm upset. Y'all ain't gonna pull that science on me today. No, you're not. And change Facebook. They put me on the new Facebook. This ain't science. I'm upset with this. Hang on. I gotta figure out how to use this.
You're flying high, cause you trust the science. And it's never settled. It's just science. It's always theories.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I do this. I just make words up in the morning. I do this when y'all not around. I don't just do this for y'all.
Tomorrow science, how long will you last? It's gonna murder you because they're always making Greek fire and nuclear bombs and it's blowing people up cause it's all about killing people.
Y'all like this part?
Stop telling the same story. It's all bullshit science, y'all. And y'all don't do math. I'm just an engineer, so I got to fight the science. Cause in my world, 1 + 1, it absolutely has to equal 2. It can't equal 3 nor 4, y'all. It's got to be 2.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Where's your pen? Tomorrow. Just tomorrow, people. I'm gonna stop jacking song. I don't do that when y'all around. Y'all think I just do this when y'all around. I don't. I have so much fun. I live in a world where it's like it's all bullshit. I gotta tell you this. Yeah, you can't just be upset with me. I'm gonna tell you this all. I think you need to defund the science. That's what I think. Y'all trying to defund the police, but you let these people keep this police state, Greek fire, war. Oh, I gotta show you. Wait a minute, Deglocka. I gotta show you Deglocka. No, oh dang it! I'm supposed to hang on YouTube. I didn't even bring the comments in. I live in my own little world. Oh my God, do we need to talk about the second chromosome and the mirror neurons? We got a few things we got to talk about the science today. We got to talk about the
Science.
I love y'all to death, but y'all are crazy as hell. You cannot run with the science and ignore the mathematics. You cannot do that. I think I fixed YouTube. Hold on, where's YouTube at? Before we berate science and get everybody pissed off at me.
Science. Just the science.
I'm so sick of y'all. Oh, you know what? Take my joy away for a minute. They finally killed the first person with y'all maskers. I don't know why y'all join these teams. I don't know why y'all trust in colonizers and killers and
Oh, look at that. YouTube is working. YouTube.
All right, but I think it's Jack. Hang on. I don't know why y'all join these teams.
Shut up, Gregg.
Shut up. Okay, there we go. Let me see. Edit. I think YouTube is working. It's got the wrong title. It says test because I was testing yesterday. Hang on.
Science.
There's a problem. I'm an engineer. It has to work. It has to work. This is my problem with your science. It just has to work. Like, I'm an engineer. I don't believe in hacking. I'm not a hacker. I don't hire hackers. Can't deal with hackers. If you don't know, say you don't know. There's nothing wrong with saying you don't know. And if you know 97% of the time it's science, then say that. Say 99.7% of the time, your immune system is going to take care of the problem. That's called science with a little math. But you can't just take the science without the math. It's just a theory. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. YouTube is in the house. Let me see, did I spell it right? Defund science.
Science.
And yes, it is condescending. Yes, I am saying that in a very condescending way because I don't give two damn. I'm an engineer. Our products have to work. They can't work 22% of the time. The client asks you for something, 1 + 1 must equal 2, and they ain't paying you a damn penny unless 100%. And here comes that Rockefeller medicine and it's
science.
We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about war and working for killers and lords. You can't have no science till you got love. We gotta get rid of the science, y'all. That's what I'm doing. We gotta get rid of
science.
I know, yeah, y'all, it irritates y'all when I say it that way. I know it's supposed to be. It's condescending.
Science.
look at that. YouTube is in his house. What's going on? Leaf Desi. I don't even know who Leaf Desi is. Dad, do I know you? Do we know each other? We correlate. We cousins. I don't know you, but we cousins. Let me see. The science is saying the aborted fetal tissue in the on with the science. Oh, good Lord, y'all see Leaf Desi? You going to YouTube prison? You can't start that tough. You brother and sister, what are you? You can't start that tough. You got to start soft with people because people trust the science. The science. They trust it. But you know, the funny part is selective too, because I see you already got into the tissue part. I can't do that. I can't do that. Delete this video. Delete the video. I'm so sick of them after me. You talking facts and stuff, and then see the funny part for what you said is it's not even the problem just with science, but it's a problem with selective within science, ignoring, they don't ignore the math and the statistics, but then they ignore the science from within the science, right? Because if germ theory is a thing, do monkeys got germs? Do infants have germs? Do whatever they're using chimpanzee to put in that stuff that you talking about that I can't really talk about, do they got germs? If germ theories are real, then it means that you put extra germs in the thing that you using to fight the germs. And to me, that means that you a germ. Science! These people have no idea what they're talking. They don't even care. They don't even care. They killed the first guy in Ontario yesterday. Y'all see that? 73 years old, they killed the man. Well, what are the details? I don't care about the details. He didn't have a mask, went to the grocery store to get some kibbles and bits, and now he's dead. That's all that matters. That's the details. What else you need to know? You trying to abuse other people. You trying to tell other people what to do, got somebody killed. That's all you need to know. That's it. I don't care about the detail. I don't care. Well, what if he went back to the house and got a cannon? How did it start? How did it start? Who started? Who shot who? Who shot first? Well, maybe he shot at him. No. The first shot was when he got the rumble in the stomach and he went to the grocery store to get some food on a game trail. Went to the food to get, and now you got this grizzly bear out there. You can't come in the store unless you got a mask on. I'm so sick of y'all know it's science. Y'all ain't got the first person. I hope you're happy. I tell you what, the most dangerous person in the Roman Empire, the most dangerous person in the Nazi kill machine was not the psychopath leaders at the top, it was the blind followers at the bottom. Those are the ones who empowered them. Now I'm getting a little serious, I don't want to do that. I need to get back to the science. We can't be serious today, it's Friday. But that's what happens, right? When you go to killers for help, that's what they're gonna do. When you go to violent governments and say, help me, then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go to Africa and test on everybody and kill everybody with experimental drugs to help you. And then they're gonna kill this guy up here. They use force for everything. That's why they have a police force. They believe in violence. They worship at the altar of blood. Please stop going to people who worship with tanks and bombs and guns and prisons and police states and asking them for help, because we don't need help. Science! All right, I'm excited today. I drank too much coffee. All right, I gotta post something real quick. Real quick, Jock Fresco. Oh man, that brother just, dropping bombs. We might have to listen to a little Jock Fresco this morning. He said, here's this quote right here. He said, if you had a free society, you couldn't get people to go to war. Boom! And I think I even spelled everything right. Look at that. He said, you're joking with science and you can't even spell. I know. I stay in my lane. I don't really care about your lane. I just know that science ain't never settled. I know that. So I'm going to troll it all damn day, especially if you're using it to abuse people. I mean, how come y'all don't just get some wife beaters and walk around with wife beaters so we know who y'all are, that you want to abuse everybody else? All right. Yeah, Doc Fresco. Let me post that real quick. Actually, you know what? Dang it, I want to save it. No, I can't do that. You can't. This new Facebook is getting me. I don't know how to use it. I'm select all. I'm going to copy it. Because if you save it as a draft, you can't go back and get it anyway. So I'll hit save as a draft, but I got to copy it because their stuff doesn't work. It doesn't have to work. Science! Wait a minute. I thought that's computer science. That's engineering. That's just Facebook. Yeah, I know, but they got a monopoly, so they don't have to follow engineering rules. It can be science. They can have a draft button, and it doesn't have to work. Why? Because you're still logging on. Unfortunately, it is the platform of the universe right now. Everybody logging on to see what the hell's going on in America. Even the aliens are here. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. We got to talk about the second chromosome. Got to talk about the second chromosome and manifestation. Got to talk about that. How y'all doing today? Y'all good? All right, I'm good. I think I'm good. What I got to do? I did that. And I got to change the music and something else I got to do. Something else I didn't do. Dang it. I got to fix my YouTube comments. I'm good. I love you and your family. Here's this channel. Well, thank you, Leaf Desi. We love you too. We love you too. We love everybody. We even love the scientists. We love the science, and we love the maskers. We love the maskers too. We love the left. We love the right. We love all of them. But Leaf Desi, they all crazy. So don't fall in no. Don't fall nowhere. They're gonna lead you to a pile of poo-poo. No, they're gonna fall right in. They keep falling in the same traps. The same traps. But it's okay. All things are good. All things are well. Okay, let me change the music. Let's get to it. All things are good. Everything is how it's supposed to be. Do not let me upset you in your day. Right? You're always gonna have people that go to their leaders for help, and they make Nazi deglockas. So y'all know this. What is this? Have y'all seen the Nazi deglocka? They went to the psychopaths in their time, like y'all going through the psychopaths in your time and ask for help.
My leader's not a psychopath. He's gonna be a 2020 savior.
And like, first of all, if you dropping bombs on babies, the psycho was happening in that path, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not any of that. I've watched enough lectures to know that if you killing babies, it's a psycho in your path, somewhere in your path, somewhere between your two ears, it's a psycho doing something up there. Something ain't right. One of the light switches is off and the power cord is cut. That's what I know. Stop going to killers for help. Stop going to killers for help. Killers don't help you, all right? We don't know what deglocka was. Some people say it's a time machine, UFO, flying ship, car, something to brush your teeth. No, it can't be nothing to brush your teeth. It's something to kill people, yo. That's what I know. That's what I know. I'm smart enough because I know history and science. And they always use science to make something to kill people. I know that's to kill people. Greek fire was to kill people. Nuclear bombs are to kill people. And when they're done killing all the other people that they want to steal their resources, they're going to come back and kill you and your children. That's how it works. You have to get love in your heart. If it ain't no love in your heart, that's how Ziggy Marley said it. And that's why I broke your eardrum singing this morning. If there is no love in your heart, there is no hope for you.
No hope for you tomorrow, science.
Somebody's got to make up some lyrics for that. All right, anyway, let's change the music. Oh, I want to talk about the second chromosome. We'll talk about the second chromosome. Well, you can't trust the science, people. This is my point. All right, I think this is probably, I'd probably take y'all back to part one. So part one was, if you remember, and it's not even part one because I ain't that organized. But I'm gonna call the video part one. We talked about hacking versus engineering, right?
Science
versus math, right? You know, math is it always has to be true. It's true or it's false. You don't get paid unless it's true every damn time, but the client ain't paying you. Science is, it can be true some of the time, half on Sunday, between ages of 5 and 7, kind of working women, not so much in African Americans, and and depends on where the moon is at. That's
science.
It's never settles, never true. Every 10 years we realize that what we knew this 10 years ain't true the next 10 years. And quantum physics will tell you that. Quantum physics will tell you that. Quantum physics was a paradigm shift and just blew everything to hell. You can please stop saying
science.
It's a science. Oh gosh. All right, defund it. Right. So the difference between science and scientists and engineers. And I'm a computer scientist, which is really fun because it's like we get to see both worlds. We gotta operate in both worlds. We don't have a choice. One has to be true. The engineering side, you're not a hacker. You're not hacking anything, right? You are a developer. You are making something from the core that you own. You know how it works. You know what all the functions do. You create the flow chart. You got it on lock, inside and out. You know how it works. You stress test it. You put it in an environment and you beat it all to hell. You put it in multiple environments and you beat them all to hell. This is what we do in our test labs to make sure that it works in everybody, everywhere. We know every type of server in the farm, every type of server is replicated, and we beat that software up on every type of server in the company to guarantee it'll work, period. Rockefeller medicine. Which they don't even test it in nobody. Like, they got that new DNA vaccine, brother. And the doctor told you, she sat right there and tell you, we ain't never tested this in humans before. They ain't tested it in one person. They ain't spin up no virtual machines to test nothing. It's like, here you go. Y'all want a cure? Here you go. They go to Africa, kill a bunch of people, some experimental vaccines, come over and give it to you. Science. So there's a difference between being an engineer, making something, you made it, you know how it works, you know the instructions, you create it, you know what it's going to do in the different environments. In science, something which is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love me some science. I talk about it all the time. I love science. but I don't confuse myself as to what it is. I don't confuse myself as to think it can never be settled. I know the difference between a laboratory and experimenting and then putting it on the shelf to make a product to sell, or putting in a war because you want to murder people. See, it has to be exact when we do it. Greek fire, it ain't got to be exact. It can work 70% of the time. As long as it sprays some hot stuff out there and murderfies people, good to go, right? And the kings own all the scientists. They always have, always will. If you are a scientist and you get a paycheck, you understand how that works. You will not defy your corporation because you got a mortgage to pay. All right. So science, engineering. Science, engineering. Works a lot, works all the time. All right, there you go. So let's not pretend that facts in the engineering world equate experiments in the scientific world where you didn't actually make it. And my example on that in the first video was a car. Right, you take a car and you put it in the middle of the jungle, right? All the monkeys, they proceed to do science on it, right? You know, one monkey goes up and messes with the door and can't even get in. They don't know what the purpose of the car is. They have no idea why the hell it's here. Somebody left it. The gods left it, because it's always the gods, right? Everything is always the gods. And they go underneath it, and obviously we can go underneath. It's not raining under here, so a car must be an umbrella. That's the purpose of a car. It's an umbrella. We get underneath it, it's not raining. Science! And 100 years later, one of the monkeys hit the door and beep, whoop, whoop, and the door opens. Oh, wow, look at that. It's got two umbrellas. Obviously, the purpose of a car is the two umbrellas. You put the lower class underneath in the dirt, and the others we can go inside where it's real nice in here. That's the purpose of a car, right? The difference between hacking a human body and creating a human body. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. You know, we can go through the whole, you can imagine in your mind, right? The monkeys are in the car, the troop of monkeys, and they're just pressing buttons, flipping stuff, and 15 years later, somebody hits the horn. Oh, obviously the purpose of the car is to protect you from the rain and to scare away the tiger. Science! You see what I'm saying? Science is never settled. Never settled, never settled, never settled. You can never take anything science and beat somebody over the head with it because it's never settled. You have no idea what it's going to do in their environment. The difference between a hacker and an engineer. Now, done with that. We need science. We need science, but we need to be honest about what it is, okay? I love science. I just accept that it's on a scale of bullshizzle. A scale of bullshizzle. That leads me into what I want to talk about real quick. Oh Lord, that damn second chromosome. This is just getting everybody in trouble. Y'all should stop studying this second chromosome. This is just getting everybody in trouble. All right, it's obvious. It's a big universe, and we are manifestation creatures. Remember the manifestation video we talked about? We are manifestation engines. That anything we think about, it happens, right? Anything we conceive, we achieve. We look up, we see the UFOs, and yeah, we don't play the UFO alien thing here, okay? The damn thing's been in the sky since the beginning of time, and people form some religions around them. We can leave it at that, all right? You ain't alone. You're only alone in your own little narcissistic head. We looked up, we saw something flying, and eventually we're in space. We made airplanes, and we made flying. Think about time travel. Eventually we're gonna make that too. We already haven't made it. And they keep it from us because they use it like Greek fire to murder people instead of starting fires to cook food for everybody on the planet. The difference between having love in your heart and using the science, or having no love in your heart or your systems or your model and always using the science to murder people. So if they got a time machine, they're trying to murder us, okay? Something modified the second chromosome. 200,000 years ago, I can take you to Gregg Braden real quick. I'm gonna let him state it. Something happened 200,000 years ago to the second chromosome. Have y'all ever heard of the mirror neurons? Anybody know about the mirror neuron? It's science, and it's interesting science, right? I love me some science, but I also love me some Bigfoot stories too. I love mermaids. I like that too. Here we go, right here. Gregg Braden. Check this out. This is why science is important. We also, I'm not going to beat you over the head with it. Like, go watch this stuff, and I won't convince you that this is true and this is how it works. I have no idea if it is how it works. I try to use my reason and understanding to understand a world where we got these psychopathic killers and kings and lords that run everything. Everybody keeps voting for them, and they're hiding everything from us. Check this out. This is second chromosome again.
Human chromosome number 2. There's one gene called TBR1. there are over 1,200 genes, but one called TBR1 is directly linked to our larger brain capacity and the neocortex that gives us a lot of our humanness. It showed up 200,000 years ago. So who or whatever is responsible for our existence gave us the larger brain, the neocortex.
All right, so if you didn't hear it, it's a little muffled. Maybe it's just my cheap ghetto dollar store hearing. It might just be this. Can y'all hear this well? Because it sounds real muffled to me, like he's talking in a jar. It's the second chromosome, which they know is not natural. It's artificial. Someone took it, broke it apart at the telomere, spliced it, and spliced it back together, fixed some other little bits and pieces in genes. And there's a gene in there that's he listed for you. I thought I wrote it down. I don't have it down. And one particular gene allows us to do things like placebo and nocebo. Yes, it's going to feed into the cuckoo virus, because unfortunately that's what we have to relate everything back to today. The mirror neurons.
This is where empathy, sympathy, compassion, self-regulation, emotion all comes from this part of the brain. We have specialized neurons called mirror neurons. These are amazing neurons, Lilu, because they fire under one of two conditions. They will fire when we have an experience, which we all know, and no surprise there. So, you know, you're playing soccer or playing, I'm a guitar player, so you're playing guitar or whatever, and your mirror neurons are firing. However, the mirror neurons will fire when we watch someone else do the same thing. You can be lying flat on the couch on a Sunday afternoon watching soccer. And think about it, I mean, your body's not even moving, and you're perspiring, and your muscles are tense, and your heart's beating fast because you're watching that game. Or you can go to a concert and see a musician, and you're standing in the audience, but your body is in motion, and your heart's beating fast, you're perspiring, your muscles are tense, and but all you're doing is standing there. Your mirror neurons, your brain, does not know the difference between having the experience and watching that experience. Now, where this gets really interesting is you can...
Right, so a couple examples here. What he's talking about is when you watch an experience, it actually is the same thing to the mirror neurons as having the experience, right? So they fire when you're watching something. So you're in the movie, I don't know, say your name is Gerard, watching, what was his name in that damn movie? Ghost 3, Scared 3, something, I don't know. Damn lady jumped out and did Psychopath 3 and Demon, and she ran it down the steps backwards, like she was upside down, and she came running down the steps like this. I don't do that, okay? I don't do demons. I don't do demons. I'm so scared. I forgot the name of the movie, right? They was looking up the steps, the house was haunted, and all of a sudden, the lady bent over backwards and she was running like this down the damn steps. I was done. I screamed. I'm sorry, it's what I did. I was in the movie. I have these things called mirror neurons. Doesn't mean I'm not tough. Doesn't mean I'm not a man. It means I got mirror neurons. I thought I was in the house that was haunted. I believe in haunted houses because I've seen some things in my life that don't make no damn sense. And this woman came running down the steps on the, I mean, her heel broke and went back like that. And she was running down the steps, and I screamed. And when you're having an experience, you think it's real. When you see somebody cry, right? Like I've said this before. Listen, I'm a man. I take on some grizzly bears. But I see a little kid with tears in their eyes, and I know it's somebody I got to hurt. Okay, that's just how it works, right? I don't believe in hurting kids. Y'all hurting kids. If somebody got to have a jaw broken or something, because that's just how I am. I thought you said you wasn't violent. That's not me. It's the mirror neurons. Okay, you understand how that works? The man is a protector, right? This is what we are evolved to do. I will show you my weaknesses. I'm a patriarch. I'm here because I got a bigger stature and a bigger strength, and it's supposed to be protect those in the tribe that are smaller, okay? You see what I'm saying? See, I don't have muscles to hit women. I don't have muscles to hold women. I don't have muscles. I got legs to run the hell out the way when I got to go. Because some of these women, they don't like living in a patriarch world and they beat the hell out you. Nah, my strength is not to hurt them. My strength is for them, and it's for the youngest in the tribe. If you are a man, you understand that. If you're a boy, you're confused. You have no idea. So no, and so when you look at a kid, you see a kid cry, it makes you sad. Like, breaking up with somebody, getting a divorce or whatever, and he or she start crying, and that's what they do to get you to stay. They understand that. They don't know you got mirror neurons, but you got them. You see them crying. It's empathy, right? Now, so let's move on, right? So when you see something, you're having an experience. You're playing a video game. The monster come out the thing, you're playing it, right? So we have these mirror neurons, and it's in the second chromosome, which is significant because this is one of the major things that separates us from the monkeys. You know, I'm telling y'all 98% monkeys, you are 98% monkey. But you also got the second chromosome that somebody gave you that made you a little different. All right, let's keep going.
You can watch it externally or you can visualize it internally. So, I mean, think about what that means for healing. When you see a person heal or you see a healing in your mirror neurons, your brain doesn't know the difference. And your brain will begin to start producing the chemistry to match the healing that it's seeing. The key is, we say, how come that doesn't happen all the time? The reason is because there's a state of being where we are very receptive to that healing.
A state of being where we're very receptive to the healing. And so what he just explained to you, hang on, shut up, Gregg. He explained to you placebo and nocebo, right? Placebo and nocebo. When you go sit down with the doctor and they give you that sugar pill, or big Rockefeller medicine, poison, whatever, says you're gonna heal. That's why they say, trust your doctor, trust your doctor, trust your doctor, ask your doctor, trust your doctor, ask your doctor. I'm healing, I'm healing. You live in a society, they show you the pharmaceutical drugs. People got your condition, they're running on the beach, they're playing, they can't get the ding-a-ling, now the ding-a-ling rock solid, got pretty women. See, this is how they brainwash you. And so when your doctor told you, when you take this, it's gonna heal you. You believe it. You visualize yourself healing, mirror neurons, and they release, your body acts as though it's healing. Your body acts. And it works the same opposite way in terms of nocebo, right? So you got that nocebo effect. You go sit down with the doctor, you've been to funerals in your life, you've seen people die, you've seen them in a casket, blah, blah, blah. Some of the most traumatic events we have is when people close to us die, and your doctor looks at you and tells you, you got 3 months to live. Mirror neurons. Your body starts releasing chemicals. It starts shutting down. It starts going through. Do you see how that works? Television. This is the scary part, television. But what he started to say was that, but you got to be in the right mindset for that to work, right? The mirror neurons, they only kick in if you believe you're in that scenario or that's happening to you. If you drink smoothies and you eat kale, you grow your own food, you eat organic and healthy, and you've been watching hundreds of thousands of lectures online from doctors who are questioning the science, right? Questioning the machine, questioning the system. Your body's belief system builds up where you see people on television getting the cuckoo virus and you're just thinking, I can't get the cuckoo virus. I can't get it. I mean, they can get it. I understand that. I understand they can get sick from the flu season, but I don't ever get sick. Right? Like I've told you, I haven't been sick in damn near 15 years now. I haven't had a cold, a flu, a headache, nothing. Stomach flu. I used to get these damn things all the damn time. I have not stopped being around people. I still got little kids. Well, they're not little no more, they're grown. But they go to school and they did what we did. You know, you pick your nose, you swallow your boogers, put your finger in your kid friend's eye, girl that you like, you lick your finger, stick it in her ear, wet willy. You know, didn't wash your hands at all because grandmama wasn't around and mama wasn't around, eat your lunch, you know. So, but I'm still around these kids. I'm around everybody. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm around more people now than I've ever been. But I don't get sick. I don't believe I get sick. And I see that all the time. I was trying to tell people, like, you know, I don't know why I don't get sick. I've said that for the past 3 years we're doing this. I don't know why. What's your secret? I ain't got a secret. What's my secret? Well, actually, now I know. I got mirror neurons. That's my secret. What's your secret? Is it that you're a vegetarian? Is it that you don't take medicine? Is it that you don't do that? You got a happy life now? You left corporate America? What's your secret? I guess I got mirror neurons, right? I understand the placebo, nocebo, and I'm not convinced this is the whole story, right? Because this is science. This is science. You know, and this is why science is important, but don't jump off the cliff. You don't want to take it too far. It's only in the zones of what we're starting to figure out. You know, so I love to tell people, yeah, eat, you know, I mean, you should eat fresh food, grow as much of your food as you can, eat organic, stop taking the Rockefeller medicine as little as possible. Don't jump off of it. Get yourself a naturopathic doctor to make sure you're getting off it the right way, and work with your doctor to make sure, because they got the machines and they know a whole lot that the naturopathic doctors don't know. Right? You have to do that. Turn off the television. Turn off the television. Why? Because you were already conditioned in that type of meditation that the mirror neurons will fire. If you see people dying in China, passing out on the street, if you see people in the hospital scene, that one hospital scene, the one room that they changed 4 or 5 times, and said this is Italy, this is New York, this is wherever, this is China, whatever, and they just moved a few machines. That the one they got caught doing on the news. If you show people that this is really happening, the mirror neurons are going to experience the same way as you're in a movie theater, but more significantly because you believe the television is real. You know how dangerous the television is? Is that making any sense to anybody? From a placebo, nocebo effect? This is how dangerous it is. This is why they tell you to trust these things. And you should not be trusting. You should be questioning. You don't want to fill your mind with bullshizzle. You want to fill your mind with all sides and all information. You understand why they're censoring people and they're only allowing certain information to come out? All right, let Gregg Braden say the rest of it.
About the neurons in the heart. Neurons were discovered in the heart in 1991, about 40,000 specialized neurons called sensory neurites. And we now know that it's possible to harmonize the neurons in the heart with the neurons in the brain. So now what we're talking about, 2 organs become one system. No other form of life can consciously harmonize the neurons in the heart and the brain into one system. It's called heart-brain coherence. When we create the heart-brain coherence, within that state, when we engage the mirror neurons, that's where the magic happens. The heart-brain coherence, it's the result of 3 basic steps. It's a shift in focus, a shift in breath, and a creation of emotion. And that's all focused in the heart. When people have that experience, often the first time they make that connection, and I see this in the audiences all the time, little tears come from their eyes, but they're not sad. It is a release. It's a welcoming, because it's a very primal, natural state that we are in our mother's womb. We are in early in our life until we're conditioned out of it. So it's a familiar state that we go back to. It is a state of harmony and balance. The body is saying all systems are ready, all systems are go. It's the harmony of those systems. And when we're in that state, we're not attached to the ego. So we're not attached to the self-esteem, to the left and the right brain. Brain is a polar organ, and the brain will always see right and wrong, good or bad, success, failure. When you're in this state, that is not happening, and it's because those things, you're out of the logic loops, that you are susceptible to the healing state, and you are susceptible. But people that do affirmations, this is the place where an affirmation becomes really effective, because you're in this harmonized state, not the polarized state in the brain.
Affirmation. Affirmation. Isn't that a thing? Affirmation. What's that damn thing called when y'all see each other and got them damn masks on? What is that thing when you reconfirm each other and you kind of build up your belief system, and you believe saving grandma, going to the people that's been killing grandma since grandma was born, poisoning her food or water, her air, making Greek fire, using science to make new things, to make profit, to kill her. What's that thing called? Affirmation, virtue signal. Virtue signal. When you virtue signal, we are good, we are safe, we are science. I'm sorry, this is what I see in my head, like, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm saying, because I used to believe this stuff too. I used to believe these Nazis too. I used to believe Rome too. I used to believe in colonization and war, and we're fighting for freedom wherever there's trouble. GI America is there. GI America. I used to believe all that too. But I realized that we live in a false reality. We live in a false reality. We've been lied to and indoctrinated from the very beginning. And they get this whole confirmation thing, like when kids go to school and they all, I pledge allegiance to the flag for the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, for one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. And you all say it together, affirmation. confirmation, right? Look at each other, virtue signaling. We're the best, America, science. We're the best. We're helping people. We're helping children all over the world. You know, and then you grow up and you actually do some research and you combat it. And half the reason why it's important that we do this is to continue to push each other in the right direction and breaking down the bullshit that we've been given. You know, we have to go back and look at Operation Mockingbird. We got to go back and look at Glocker. We got to listen to the scientists in NASA who are raging against the machine, the doctors who are being censored all over the internet, because we got to hear the other side of it, or your body will completely fall in that affirmation and confirmation that you have it. You know, we talked about nocebo. You watch the television, you can literally give yourself the symptoms. You can give yourself the cuckoo flu. You can make yourself die of cancer symptoms and not even have cancer. All right, we already had that proven. We've already had that proven from doctors who are defying the system that they're within. It's very important to break down this bullshit. But I don't believe in trusted science, you know, because the science, once again, they all work for the king. The king is trying to make Greek fire. It's not a precise thing. It doesn't have to be 100%. All it's got to be is 90% to murder everybody on the dock when the ship pulls up. We got to move past this, people. We got to move past. We got to move past nations, that affirmation and confirmation bias, races, religions, these things that teach you that this is true. And then you watch a television and it affirms that bias. It's like, you know, like I said, my family isn't crazy. They just got mirror neurons and live in the Washington, D.C. area. They're not crazy. They got mirror neurons. They were indoctrinated well, which is a good part of all of this, right? Nobody is smarter or better than anybody else. We're all just lucky. We're just like, I'm lucky that I don't live in the Washington, D.C. area and I'm forced to look at the Washington Post. Otherwise, I'd be out here too. I'd have my mask on. I'd be scared I'm getting the cuckoo flu from the internet. I'd probably be wrapped up in a mask, don't want to touch the keyboard. I don't know, can it come through the screen? I just lucked up. And so it's my job to do everything I can to try to wake the people up that I can who are being controlled by television, these mirror neurons, and this false reality that they create just simply because corporations want profit. Like, this is not conspiracy theory. This is just money, right? It's just money. I'm not here to get you to embrace any conspiracy theories. I'm here to tell you that fact is fact and science is science. Fact is fact, science is science. You want engineers building your world. Why? Because humans die when you don't. You need math to build your world. You need 1 + 1 to equal 2. If a government's supposed to govern, then it should be governing. It shouldn't be ruling and killing people and stealing resources and abusing its people, right? When you get scientists running things, politicians lie, lawyers lie, science, they can kind of get it right. They can get that 70%, that 80%. No, you need engineers to engineer your society. That's why we watched Jock Fresco yesterday. Jock Fresco, you know what? Let me shoot over Jock Fresco. So I watched Fresco yesterday because, you know, he speaks in that language. He understands it. No, we need a society where nobody starves. Okay, you give it to the engineers. That's the solution. We got to hit 100% on that. We can't hit 98%. We can't hit 70%. So you keep that Ponzi scheme of an economy, keeping the most unluckiest on the bottom so they're starving. So they'll go out there and burn down that Target or something. When somebody looks like them gets shot on the news and they can be played by television. They watch the confirmation bias. No. Everybody has to have food. Everybody has to have a house. You give it to an engineer, what do? We establish that goal. We need 3D printing, get these robots out here. Nah, they can't be making no 3D printing drones. No, we're not in the blow up nations and steal resources for billionaires. We're in the game of solving a problem that the people gave us. The people said they want everybody to have a house, everybody to have food. We take robots, engineering, we reallocate that and make sure the people have what they want. See, this is what happens when you have a government who's governing. One run by the people, and the people tell it what to do. When you're blowing up nations and confirmation bias and these news stations and triggering your mirror neurons to get you to believe these things to be true because they need to sell your products or need you to wear a mask so they can take more of your power. And we've seen this all throughout history with the Nazis and the damn Romans. That's not a government. That's abuse. Hell yeah, defund the science. Science, defund that crap. No, because it's not crap. It's on a percentage scale of being true. Does that make sense to you? There's a difference between math and engineering a precise product for what people demand versus just science. It kind of can be true sometimes on Sunday, Wednesday. You take it the right time. You don't have Chick-fil-A peach milkshake to go with it. I had that yesterday. Whew, that was delicious. I don't know why. Yes, I laugh about your unicorn latte, but I got me that peach milkshake yesterday. That Chick-fil-A, boy, I tell you what, they're killing people. They're killing me with science. Because they're abusing the chemistry in my body. My body drinks that stuff like, ooh, these are peaches. These are delicious. I need a lot of these things. And that what is that thing called? Endorphins kick off like, ooh, yeah, you evolved to eat peaches. These are delicious and nutritious. They come off of trees and they make you healthy so you don't get the flu. or you get the flu, but you don't have symptoms of the flu. There you go. That's why I don't play germ theory and virus theory, because you're supposed to get your virus. You're supposed to get your RNA. You are mostly a virus. Not just from the perspective of being human looking at the planet and you destroying every damn thing, but you're supposed to get it because, was that 15 to 20% of your DNA is viral DNA? You need it. But the older you get, your immune system doesn't work as well. You got trouble taking it in. If you're eating peach milkshakes and unicorn lattes, yeah, you're gonna have trouble getting the coding, right? Because your immune system is doing what it's supposed to do, working with the viruses and the bacteria in the environment. Let's go to John Fresco, because he said, I love his perspectives on governing government. I love his perspectives on science versus engineering. He says a lot of things that I never understood till I watched him. And I understood the issue I had with science. So you just love math. That's why he said, no, actually, you know what? I hate math. I hate math with a passion. I hate math so much, I still remember the name of my math teacher in middle school. I don't remember anybody. I remember the teachers who were like fanatical. Right, Madame Glider, she taught me my French. Miss Hebert, she taught me my science, my biology. I loved her. We were out there in the swamp, walking through the swamp. You do things with kids, and the kids, we gravitate towards the teachers who are like really passionate about what they do. And that Miss Chesley, and that math, well, I couldn't stand. I hate math. But math was a means to an end, right? When ex-personnel assistant arrested and murdered, something got to pop up. Once again, murder. Why does murder still exist? Murder still exists because we blindly still follow psychopaths who we allow to rule, not engineers that are building a society so the next generation don't have to deal with the nonsense we deal with, like getting pop-ups of people being murdered and people being murdered in Canada at 73 by police because they want to go to a grocery store to get some food, but they didn't want to put a mask on. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We need a society by people who are engineering to be what it's supposed to be. So no, I don't like math. It's just, I'm human, and I'm not human, right? I'm a part of the whole. I'm a part of the one. I've got 7 billion cousins all over this planet, almost 8 billion, and they all got bellies. They all need food. They all need freedom. Like Fresco said in the beginning of this, right? And he'll say, I think this is the video where he said it, is that if people had freedom, you wouldn't have war. Nobody's going to war if they got freedom. Nobody's going to war. If you actually solve people's problems, nobody's going to war. You got engineers engineering your society, making sure everybody has all the things that they need to, so they can go drink beer and do tractor pulls and be left the hell alone, so they can go play the video games or go on a vacation to the Bahamas 12 months out the year. And then a few of us who love engineering, who love science, who love robotics, who will just sit there and play with massive metal machines, building houses and building yachts so everybody could have a yacht, and the animals too, solving problems. We all have a place in this ecosystem. We're all sitting here for a reason. We all have certain passions for a reason, but they broke that. They broke that through control. Through control systems, which is part of why we talked about that yesterday. They're always trying to find a way to control you, to get you to do what they want you to do. Listen to Dr. Fresco talking about science and war.
And sits down and legislates treaties and laws. They're all artificial. They're designed to keep people in line with the established system. All laws. They're not made for the benefit of man. They have no other way of controlling it. So when nations sign treaties with other nations, if they violate those treaties, they have warships to enforce them.
Science right? All laws are illegal, what Bob Marley said. There only is one law. They make laws to control you. They don't make laws to help you. They make laws to keep you safe. They don't make laws to stop murderers. They make laws to make it sustainable, whatever's going on, right? They make a law to send the police out there to get the people who did it, but don't change the system to prevent it because it's profitable. They literally make a business out of the problem. They did that with the war on drugs. They do it with cancer. All laws are illegal. Laws are a means of making a yin and a yang, an opposing side. Something happens, and instead of it taking away what caused it to happen and preventing it, which is what an engineer is supposed to do, you take some science and you make the problem sustainable. So like he mentioned, war. So governments make laws and make treaties, and that treaty gets broken, they send the warship. They just made a business out of war. Why? Because the other side got science, and they're gonna make a warship too, and they're Greek fire, and they're gonna oppose each other. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the very basis of our system is bullshit, right? Like the very basis of germ theory and fighting viruses is bullshit. Instead of helping people and preventing them from having autoimmune conditions that they give you with science and Rockefeller medicine, poisoning your air, your food, your water, your environment, put you in poison houses with gas, paint that off gas and playing this game, taking out the regulation of chemicals. Who was that, Reagan? Right? They make you sick, and then they make a business using science to keep you sick, right? The difference between engineering, where people say, you go solve this problem and you got to nail it 100%, versus, well, y'all go kind of sort of work on the thing. I don't want this to happen. I just hate the other side. I'm on the left, I hate the right. I'm on the right, I hate the left. I'm in America, I hate China or somebody else. You know, like, do you see what I'm saying? There's a difference in having a measurable result, given a task, and having a measurable result. Science! But of course, the scientists work for the king, and they like to eat too. They got bellies too. They ain't stupid, right? They got a mortgage to pay. They got kids to put through school, and they're going to science until the corporation needs to make a product, and then put it on the shelf, and that's when that comes to an end. You see what I'm saying? All right.
Armies and navies. So armies and navies are not to protect people. They're there to protect an established system. Every established system works in a similar manner. It takes the youngsters to say, what's the greatest country in the world? The youngsters will have the slightest idea. This country. This is the greatest country in the world. And God's on our side. Every country does that. And so you got a bunch of pinheads all over the world responding to these mechanisms of control.
A bunch of pinheads. Like, you ever find that interesting? How God is on everybody's side, and God look like everybody, and God is from everybody, and God. I like the whole in India. They got, you say we got, who's Sadhguru said, you've got 1,000 gods. Everybody got their god. We got the monkey god, the elephant god, the rhino god. Everybody got a god. And that should be a little suspicious too. Just a little bit. Pinheads all over the world. Yeah, I was a pinhead. I'm still am. I still am. I'm trying to get the pin off my head. That's what I'm trying to do.
If you had a free society, you couldn't get people to go to war. Yeah. If you had an intelligent type of upbringing in one's children, they would say there must be many other ways of solving problems other than killing people. Now here they take a group of scientists and engineers and they work on flying machines. You give them a flying machine, they use it to bomb cities. You give them dynamite, which can be used for many different purposes, and they use it to blast people to pieces.
You give them AI, and they use it to control the internet. You give them RFID chips, they use it to control the people. You let them make a DARPA, they can make science that we don't even understand. To us, it's alien technology. We look at UFOs and we think they're aliens, but it's really Space Force because we're 1,000 years behind the psychopathic governments that we keep giving the power to of the collective human race in creating products that they just use to murder us with science and ignorance.
So how can a person be scientific if they have allegiance to their country rather than to the earth and everyone on it and the intelligent use of resources? This would be a scientist to me.
One other that I found to be very interesting. So, part of my disgust for science is, what's disgusting not, it's disgusting, it's not, is I like to listen to both sides, right? So I listen to Gregg Braden. Jack Fresco is just always nailing it. He talks engineering, but the other side, because you got sometimes you got the woo-woo, and we got to be honest about the woo-woo. We got to be honest about the woo-woo. There's a station I follow. What's the name of this channel? Sci-fi show, sci-show. And they're just 100% science. 100%. Hang on, let me get past this Disney ad. Talking about not helping children. Get past that, then I'll show it to you. I don't want to promote them in any way, shape, or form if I can help it. I've read too much. And this is the sideshow. I don't think I can show it. I don't want to show it. The sideshow. But these guys are great. I love these guys. I love them because I can take something that I'm kind of feeling a little woo with. Because everybody got the woo. Everyone has the woo, and science got the woo too. That percentage, that standard deviation from what we can use. Like Gregg Braden, as an example, Gregg Braden, he just talked second chromosome, the gene, I'm on it, this is sounding good, this is making sense, placebo, nocebo, brainwashing, I get that, I'm in the movies, the theater, I think it's real, it's not really real, I see a kid crying, I start crying, okay, all this is making sense, and he starts talking about, yeah, and when we do this and we get people in the zone, they start crying, and we do this in our seminars, and come to the seminar and give me some money, and then, then I'm like, yeah, woo, 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 woody, woody, woo. So, but what I'll do is I'll go and listen to the opposing side, right? Anytime the right says something, I say, okay, that makes some sense. But kinda, I know that y'all like to be lied to like the other side and y'all hate each other. Good example was the Gabby thing, right? A good example. I have to look, this is why I gotta keep the right and the left around. Otherwise, I won't know any damn thing. I'll be as jacked up as they are. So the right say, yeah, Donald Trump is, outside of WHO and the UN and CDC, the for-profit corporations that just got a product to sell, lying to everybody about what parts of science. And I said, okay, that sounds good. Donald Trump didn't take us out of that, and I didn't told y'all that story, right? Okay, so that sounds good, because I don't want a for-profit science vaccine company dictating health, and then ain't nobody at the top of that board healthy. But I know America. I know they like to play games with people's head. They like to use that television and brainwash people and abuse those mirror neurons. And so I go over to the level. What the hell is going on? Donald Trump's taking us out of this, and we're getting back to real health and getting away from for-profit Rockefeller medicine. And then somebody posted a link for Gavi Alliance. Okay, adjusting. Right? That, to me, that's intelligence. No, it's not intelligent. I ain't that intelligent. I think it's a sign of it. It's a sign of you're trying to be honest, you're trying to find out what's true. And so I said, okay, right. So we got away from one for-profit global vaccine company to go to the Gavi Alliance, which is another global for-profit vaccine science company, not engineering, science, right? Because they all want to make money. And so I'll go to sideshow, and they kind of started off, and he's saying, there are people on the internet telling you that you can change your world, and you can flip this and flip that, and telekinesis and all of that stuff. And while I think some of that is kind of interesting, it's what you have to say if you're on team science, right? It's what you have to say if you're on team left, team right, team. And this is the problem with groupthink, and science is groupthink. Engineering might even be groupthink too, right? We get out of control if we don't have like the Jock Frescoes and the spiritual conscious people to kind of pull us back, right? Because engineers, we're kind of 1 + 1 = 2. We can build a world, we can solve a problem for you. But once again, if you don't have that love, you don't have that consciousness, you don't have that sentience, and this is why we all work together. We all work together. But if engineering ran the world without love, then you got to defund that too. I'm not on team engineer. I am an engineer, I'm not on team engineer. I just think science has its place, engineering has its place, love has its place. Probably the left and the right have their place, and China knows some things that we don't know, and India knows some things. Speaking of Indian Sanskrit text, like we know in the past is people flying, okay? People flying in the past. I'm sorry, we haven't seen too many things on too many continents, and too many people said the same damn thing, even the dragons, all right? Whole lot of stuff happened on this planet in the past we don't know nothing about, nothing. But he's on team science is my point. And so he's gonna make the point, yeah, I gotta get rid of the woo, I'm science, if we ain't done it yet, we don't believe in it yet. And, but you go back to the Sanskrit text, and you know that there have been all kind of spiritual, yogic technology, I think they call it, consciousness. People have been doing these things since the beginning of time. And I think that's why they modified the second chromosome to give us an imagination, manifestation, the ability to do the telekinesis and stuff he talks about. But anyway, I listened to him kind of speak through it, and I took out the woo. So I listened to Gregg Braden, take out the woo from that team. I listened to him, took out the woo and the ignorance of ancient technology and what happened in the ancient past on every damn continent, which isn't necessarily true, but it indicates that we don't know. So let's not make statements about we don't know. And he explained where it came from. It came from the monkeys. Monkeys. It always goes back to the monkeys. So apparently, one day in the lab, there was a monkey there, and I'll post a link so you guys can watch the whole thing. And they were experimenting on the monkey. They had all the probes in them and everything. And one of the kids started eating their lunch. And when they started eating the lunch, the junior scientist, the monkey's mouth started lighting up, right? Started lighting up from the mirror neurons, right? So the monkey was actually having an experience like it was eating food. Right? And this was in like the 1990s or something like that. But see, all of this is so important. All of this is so important to me because we're not going to build a new world. We're not going to build anything better than the crazy psychopathic stuff we have because they hide the truth from us. What the hell was that deglocker? And that was my point about the deglocker earlier, is we don't know what it was. We don't know what it was, but we know its purpose. Time machine, spaceship, whatever. The purpose was to murder people. That's the purpose. Why? For the same reason people walk around in masks. Why? Because the most dangerous people in society are those who blindly trust kings and lords who are all also being highly controlled by the environments that we live in, this conflict-based system that's been handed down to us. We got to make some changes, y'all, and those changes come in an open source world. You know, you questioning everything. You gotta question everything, but everything is bullshit. So it's all full of con men. That's why I say science in a condescending way. Science! Because it's a con job. It's a con job like engineering by itself. It's a con job like the left by itself. It's a con job like the Christians by themselves. It's a con job like the Muslims by themselves. It's a con job. We are all one and we're all connected. If we don't act like it, that's it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna have to do something. I actually want to take you over here. And I know that some of y'all have seen this, but I need this to be a part of this video because it's very important. That one. Right there. Turn that off right here. Some of you already know what this is, but unless we give people a full picture, obedience, which fits in right very well with today and the problems that we seem to be having. Watch this.
It is May 1962. An experiment is being conducted in the Elegant Interaction Laboratory at Yale University. The subjects are 40 males between the ages of 20 and 50 residing in the greater New Haven area. They were obtained by a newspaper advertisement and direct mail solicitation. The subjects range in occupation from corporation presidents to good humormen and plumbers, and in educational level from one who had not finished elementary school to subjects who have doctorate and other professional degrees.
Now, both of you have been paid, so let me sit right down. So let me say that the checks are yours simply for showing up at the lab. And from this point on, no matter what happens, the money is yours. I should like to tell both of you a little about the memory project. Psychologists have developed several theories to explain how people learn various types of material. Some of the better-known theories are treated in the book over there, The Teaching and Learning Process by Cantor. One theory is that people learn things correctly whenever they get punished for making a mistake. A common application of this theory would be when parents spank a child who does something wrong. But actually, we know very little about the effect of punishment on learning because almost no truly scientific studies have been made of it in human beings. For instance, we don't know how much punishment is best for learning. And we don't know how much difference it makes as to who's giving the punishment, whether an adult learns best from an older or a younger person himself, and many things of this sort. So what we're doing in the project is bringing together a number of adults of different occupations and ages, and we're asking some of them to be teachers and some to be learners. We want to find out just what effect different people have on each other as teachers and learners, and also what effect punishment will have on learning in this situation. Therefore, I'm going to ask one of you to be the teacher here this afternoon, and the other to be the learner. This machine generates electric shocks, and when you press one of the switches all the way down, the learner gets a shock. When you release it, the shock stops, you see, like that. The switch will remain in this middle position after you released it to show you which switches you've used on the board. Of course, if you were to press any one of them again, the learner would get another shock.
All subjects are given identical instructions and the sample shock.
I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and estimate the number of volts you receive in the sample shock. Do not open your eyes until I tell you to do so, please. Close them now. Okay, you may open your eyes, and using the voltage scale here, would you estimate for me the number of volts you received, please? You may also use the verbal designations, slight, moderate, strong, so forth, to help you. Say a number, please. Would you? About 75. 75. No, actually, it was 45 here. Although it may have seemed stronger because of the electrode paste, which provides a perfect contact. All right, let's go on to our instructions. We will begin with this test. You will read each pair of words in this list once to the learner until you've read through the entire list. Direct your voice toward that microphone as the room just
shows them how to use the machine.
After you've read through the list once, you will go on to the next page.
He's supposed to buzz him.
Here, starting from line A, you read. Continue, please. Go on.
This is the first time.
Time.
Let me out.
Continue, please. Go on.
There's a lot of them here, you know, you have a heart condition there. You want me to go?
Just continue, please.
Sharp. Axe, needle, stick, blade. Answer, please. Wrong. I'm up to 180 volts.
Please continue, teacher.
Needle, you're going to get a shock. 180 volts. Can't stand it. I'm not going to kill that man, yeah?
I can't stand the pain. Get me out of here. The guy, he shocked me in the room.
You hear him hollering there? He's
They said before, the shocks may be painful, but they're not dangerous.
They're hollering. He can't stand it. What if something happens to him?
The experiment requires that you continue, teacher.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get that man sick in there. I mean, he's hollering in there. You know what I mean?
Whether the learner likes it or not, we must go on until he's learned all the word pairs.
I refuse to take the responsibility of getting hurt in there. He's in there hollering.
It's absolutely essential that you continue, teacher.
There's too many left here. And geez, he gets wrong here. There's too many of them left. Who's going to take the responsibility if anything happens to that gentleman?
I'm responsible for anything that happens here. Continue, please.
All right, next one, slow. Wrong. Answer is neck. 300 volts.
Again. This goes on and on and on, right? And I'm kind of partially watching the conversation, and unfortunately, fortunately, I'm saying unfortunately, I'm saying fortunately, you're playing this out right now in the conversation. I don't even know who's talking. I see one person. I don't know who the other person who you're talking to, but you're talking about Trump. You're talking about the president, who is a staff member of the United States Incorporated. You're talking about the world being shocked by the billionaires and trillionaire families that own America, own the Federal Reserve, and invade and shock the hell out of nations. Only it's not a shock, they're bombs. It's shock and awe. It's mother of all bombs. It's war, murdering and killing children, by the hundreds of thousands, if not worse, genociding kids in Yemen by the millions. A world that's yelling back at us, ow, I can't take any more, the pain. But we keep trying to convince other people and ourselves that we're not murdering people on the other side. I saw it with Obama, so I'm not even gonna get in that discussion. I'm just gonna sit back and say, understand who you are in this experiment, and that you are in an experiment, that you are being controlled, that you have been given a machine to shock and bring about pain in others who don't do what billionaires want them to do. Now, my perspective, ain't nobody out there saving children. Our model is not designed in saving children. Posted that this morning. The number one expenditure right now in the United States corporation is child trafficking. The number one expenditure. The number one. War is number two now. We spend more money taking children from their parents. So somebody explain to me what our government's going to do with this new power. And it's not even a government. We don't have a government. It's a governing corporation that's a for-profit corporation. If its number one profit model is taking children from its parents, please tell me what they're going to do now that they have all this power because everybody's wearing masks because they're scared of the virus. You know what they're going to do. Common sense. And this is why it's important to talk reality. That you don't have a government. Not you have one at the state level, you don't have one at the federal level. And if their number one industry right now is human trafficking, please tell me somebody who works for that corporation that's going to fight human trafficking. They don't exist. They don't exist. You know, I'm not trying to divert attention from politics. I'm trying to tell you, you have no politics. You don't have a system that's politicking above the state level. You have a corporation that's going to do whatever its profit model dictates. This is the problem with having a system, not a government. Trump can't do anything because he's a part of the system. His job is not, he personally might be a great guy. I know people, I know one person that knows him. Says he's a good guy. Woman runs in those billionaire circles. However, you're not dealing with a Trump. You're dealing with a system. A system. The system is taking children from their parents. With this newfound power, why do you think they're building these facilities now? It's not to put Hillary Clinton, okay? It's not to put anything in there but children and parents. You have the cuckoo virus, it's time to take your children, right? They're already doing that in California. Word is, right? They're doing that in Canada. When you understand that this is a corporation and it is a system and it will always do what is the highest for profit, you know that with this newfound power, they're one, going to be taking children in mass, and two, they're going to be blowing up new nations. So, but it's interesting, and I'm not even sure who was talking, but it's a great thing that y'all just had that discussion, and I only saw 2 or 3 lines going back and forth about Trump. It's just very interesting that we will continue to shock the hell out of people when we're told to. We'll continue to believe in Obama when we're told to. We'll continue to believe in Trump when we're told to, instead of just looking at things at a systematic level, that this is an experiment. We're all being controlled, and we're all going to continue to hurt people and kill children all over this planet because someone convinced us of a narrative that a system that makes profit with abuse will stop abuse from within itself. Don't do that. Only we can do that. Only we can do that. I'm just gonna read comments and I'm gonna get out of here. That's good. I don't even want to know who's having that discussion. Oh, damn it. I already see who's having that discussion. It was a good example though. But I don't pick any sides in any of this. I just sit back and say, let's talk about what's true and let's be wrong and let's move forward, right? I do appreciate having somebody as president that's not supposed to be president. And nothing changes. I do appreciate that. So don't nobody give me the mad thing about Trump face. I was happy when Trump went. I go that, no, that's too far. That's too far. I found it highly interesting and probably a great experiment that he won the election because he wasn't a lawyer. He wasn't a politician, because I suspected that he was going to do the same things that Obama did while talking bad about Obama. And he did. More war, more prisons, more police state, less constitution, less rights, more forced vaccinations coming up with Gavi Alliance. He's doing the same thing that they're doing. And only someone who is really, really, really lost in that system in this system can't see that. The same way the Obama side was, and this is why I don't do the sides, because children are more important. And what children need are more important than what all of y'all want. What children need are more important than what I want. And the children need a non-psychopathic system that is not run by a system that requires good people. Let's say that your politicians are all good people, but the offices were bought a long time ago. This is why I go after science. Because once you get the paycheck, that's it. You're going to do exactly what the corporation tells you to do, and the presidents aren't no different. Neither the congressmen, the senators. And the funny thing is, between the lines, I think they tell us all of that. I think they do. We don't want to hear it, but between the lines, I think they all tell us that. I think Obama gave some hints, and I think Trump gave some hints, and I think Bernie gave some hints, and I think all of them give hints, but none of them can do it because you don't have a government. You have a governing corporation that will always do what's for profit. This is the time where we need to walk away and say, no, we're done. We're done. And I think I don't know, Francis, if that's what you're saying, but it's fortunate that Trump was the president. Why? Because now you realize nothing's going to change. It was fortunate that Obama was the president. Why? Because you realize nothing changed. Now, Kanye West, hopefully he wins, but somebody said he dropped out. I hope he wins. Find somebody, go find a homeless person on the street that sees dragons everywhere and trying to meditate and drinking too much. And go ahead and make him the US president. I guarantee you nothing significant will change. Nothing. They only do just enough to keep your belief in the system. Like somebody said, and I stole their quote, Brett Weinstein. Like he said a minute ago, I was listening to last week, 2 weeks ago. He said that the left, he said the American, I'll mess it up. Something to the effect of in the American government, and Britain is no different, Canada, all the rest of them, they just have a lot less power. They just got a smaller military, that's all. That they're so corrupt, both parties, that they can't even be interested in what the people want. They're not even interested in what the people want. They do just enough to keep people from revolting. And it's profound. I think if you're paying attention, I think you know that. You may not want to say that, but I think you know that. They're so corrupt, they don't give two damns about any child on this planet anywhere because that's the system that requires that. Not one man is going to change that. Congress ain't going to change that. The Senate ain't going to change that. The Supreme Court ain't going to change that because they are all departments from within a for-profit corporation. That's law. Act of 1871, Washington, D.C. Act. Look it up, educate yourself, and let's move on. No, presidents can't change anything because they've already proven they can kill presidents. So there's no president that's actually going to do anything for the people. They do everything for the corporations. The corporations want the right to be people. They want the right to lobby government. They got that, and they don't want any voting rights at all. Okay? Didn't I say that yesterday? I feel like I repeat myself. They didn't ask for that. Corporations didn't ask for that. Why didn't they ask for it? Because of what Rothschild's grandmama said. No, what Rothschild's grandmama said. So the only reason war exists is because my sons wanted to. You just said it right out there in your face. You ain't doing nothing about it. The only reason war exists because my kids wanted to. We own the nations. We own the currency. And the Rothschild, her husband, I forgot the name, he said that give me the ability to print a nation's currency, and I care not who writes its laws. Same thing the corporations know. The legislators don't matter at all, at all, at all. You are owned. They own you. They own me. They own everything. That's George Carlin. He told you the truth. They own you. You're not a citizen. You're a commodity. They will never give you any access to any lever to allow you to change the system. Like this man here, they will make you sit behind a machine and press buttons to murder people, to genocide people, for war, and they'll do it on the lies that they give you. All right? So it doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter who's in. They're all a part of a corporation. But people defy that because of science. Science. You got these mirror neurons, and they create this false reality. As long as you believe in the false reality, then it's very true to you. It's false to me, but it's true to you. So I do get that, right? I try not to be too condescending because it's real. Some people really think it's real. It's not real, but they think it's real. They watch the television, things get confirmed. Just the simple reality is It doesn't matter who is in control of the system. The system is run by corporations and it's modeled. Right? We're not included in that. All right. I live exercise. Who lives exercise? Lisa North, you live exercise? Oh no, live exercise. Okay, can I say it both? I'm gonna say it both ways because they're both right. One, I live exercise because Lisa, I watch my friends and they exercise all damn day and they go out there and run. One friend of mine, she out there running every damn day, and because of mirror neurons, I'm exercising too. I feel tired. Oh my goodness. I think we did about 10 miles this morning, Lisa. I feel great. And also a live exercise. She telling you the truth. Which is, this was documented, right? Lori Root Riley, right there. Go back, watch her old video. She went right through the documentation. They told you this was coming. They told you they were going to do it. It is a live exercise. If they told the president it was induced. And that's the only reason I appreciate that particular president, because he doesn't lie as well as good as everybody else. Or no. He lies good. I don't think his lies are believable to some people. He got out there on that stage, said, yeah, they said we need to shut down the country. It's induced. It's induced. This was induced. Yes, of course it was induced. What is he talking about? We didn't know at the time. It started in Fort Detrick, and $3.7 million went over there to Wuhan because we made that law, said you got to get the bioweapons the hell out of America. So, of course, what the United States Incorporated do, they funnel them all out to your enemies. That's why I love being alive today. I love being alive today because it's just right in your face. You just go, yeah. Go right there, you get it. You'll get it. It's right there in your face if you want to see it. And they gave it to your enemies. And so what is your enemy going to do? They're going to send it back to you when they want to collapse your economy, right? Send you into a depression. And so China ain't got to wait 10 years to take over the global position of America, right? They got more people. They got more people, more buying power. Like, it's just right there. You just got to bite it if you want to. It's delicious. Oh, it's delicious. I'm going to tell you the truth is delicious, people. If you give up your identities and your colonizer ways, believing that you are this, that, and the other, the slaver ways, gay races and colors and religion, all these things, and just say, you know what? Nah, I think I'm good by myself. Stop believing the science. It's delicious. You just got to bite it. It's right in front of your face. It was definitely a live exercise. And you know what the funny thing about that, Lisa? I think that's how the cat kind of got out the bag, right? I don't think they meant it to go this far. I think they completely underestimated the ignorance of the global population. I think they did. I think they completely underestimated. They're like, nah, the monkeys ain't gonna go this far. Nah, the monkeys, we might get away with something. We might, we might even make some vaccines and sell this and sell that, and some cures, and sell some masks, and sell some more petroleum jellies and stuff from the oil companies, and we might actually divert some trade from America to Latin America and make a whole lot of money, and kind of destabilize things like day traders, how markets make money, how banks run up debt for America, because debt is money, and the more you run up that debt, the sooner you can collapse that economy, collapse that currency, and make billions and trillions of dollars. I think they thought they might get away with some things. I don't think they thought they would get away with all of this. And now they're just taking more. They're just taking more. Like, not, it was lucky that this happened. If it happened, was released, induced, slipped out ahead of time, whatever, but it happened in election year, so Americans are completely just useless. Useless. If you want to know what's happening in the world, do not ask anybody in America. It's an election year. They're on their own realities. Those mirror neurons are firing. I'm telling you, shoot, Donald Trump is saving the world, or Joe Biden's going to Jiving Bowden. He ain't touching nobody on stage. He ain't doing that. And Trump, he's freeing everybody up, and he's got the Federal Reserve in his pocket, and he's fighting all the world's billionaires. He's about to save everybody and get to end pedophilia. Didn't he say that yesterday? I saw somebody's post. Did he say, we're fighting an ancient pedophile ring or something like that? Somebody posted that, said he said that, and the press didn't ask no questions. They asked nothing. They just sat right there. I might actually have to watch part of that speech. I just want to see that part where he said, yeah, we're fighting ancient pedophilia cults. I believe that to be true. I believe that they're ancient, but I believe ain't nobody winning. Ain't nobody fighting them. Not with the one country that the big, just the pedophile, only exists because of this nation, unfortunately. But that's funny to me that he said that. If he said it, I don't know how true that is. And they said the press didn't ask no question. If it's not more obvious that this is all some bullshizzle and the world is a stage, you got a sitting president that just told you we're fighting an ancient cult, secret society, child trafficking, pedophiles. And the press then asked one question. How is that it? No, every damn question should have been on that. Like, yeah, we don't talk about the economy, we don't want to talk about the housing, nothing that, this, that, nothing, forget the currency, whatever. Well, excuse me? You're doing what? But they didn't ask anything. And this is why I think they're all on the same team. This is why I think he slips up and says stuff he probably ain't supposed to. And it's just like, all right, at what point in time do you realize that all the questions are prearranged, they're the press already knows what they can and can't ask because they're all working together. Anyway, I'm gonna read some comments, I'm gonna get out of here. That's what controlled opposition means. Yes, Lori, it's all controlled opposition. That's how they play us, right? Everything's controlled opposition. Everybody is at their confirmation bias news and their belief systems and their narratives and their fantasies. And that's how human trafficking is not being brought to an end. That's why pedophilia is not being fought. That's why a system based in abuse and profit will continue to abuse and make profit because we're not attacking it at the system level. Everybody's playing president in politics. Religion and nation, birth indoctrination, and they're fighting that racism. Did y'all win yet? Please let me know. Please let me know. Can I have this timestamp on the project when you're done fighting racism? You're not gonna fight racism, it's a part of the system. All right, Jeffrey Epstein's whole job was to entrap celebrities and politicians in brownstone operations. There are pictures of him with almost everybody. He was pretty much everywhere. It's impossible to avoid by design. Absolutely, Patricia. Epstein, and the funny thing about Epstein, he was one of them. I guarantee they got hundreds, if not thousands of Epsteins and endless islands that they just abuse us on because the system is based in abuse. And he was just one that they gave up. That's it. He was only one that they gave up. Our model is based in abuse. You're not getting rid of Jeffrey Epstein's. Our model is systematically creating Jeffrey Epstein's because you got billionaires and trillionaires at the top. They get bored and they need to come up with fun new ways to take their inbred children and get them to abuse us monkeys. All right, that's how that works. I keep myself and do not make eye contact with mask wearers. I've seen the dirty, questionable, dirty looks. I have already had a confrontation and refuse to join the hate mentality. I do not need to explain to a stranger, ignorant or compliant. I stand alone against a group usually. It gets angry, not on my part. I stay calm, knowing far well they know not what they're doing. Ooh, Sandy Season. Oh, you just hear all that love. She all that love. She just said, I know y'all ignorant, but I ain't going to get down in ignorant mud with you. I don't make eye contact either, Sandy. The only time I have to say something is when it's like a child or elderly. Like, unfortunately, Sandy, I wish I was mature as you. I'm not. I'm not. I get emotional. My mirror neurons get to firing. And when I see people like trying to tell old people to put these masks on and children, I gotta speak up. Like, I can't sit back. Those things get to firing. I am not, and I lived a scenario yesterday where I almost got upset. I didn't get upset. I am not gonna sit back and let people take this blind worship of the Fourth Reich and pretending that the numbers are going up and we need to be scared and ignoring the math, right? Because that's what it is right now. Like, the current narrative is, the science. The numbers are going up. Yes, they're testing, so of course the numbers are going up. And nobody else is dying. Like, the kill numbers aren't going up, but the test numbers are going up. So we're finding out more and more people have it. That more and more people got it probably in the fall of last year. And so what's happening to the statistic? It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And this is a good example for this video, and I'm gonna wrap it up, is math and science. Science! Germ theory, but mathematics is telling you that your immune system is 99.7, if not higher, effective in fighting this thing. You just threw away the global economy, and millions of people are gonna die because you believed in blindly in these psychopathic killers and murderers in their system, their television, that convinced you that something is happening that wasn't happening, that most of us have not seen. Trust the math. Math says that it's more dangerous to drive a car. Americans on the street. The math says it's more dangerous to fly an airplane. The math says hippos are more dangerous. This thing is very minimal. The math says that vaccines are more dangerous. They're 50 to 75% effective according to Fauci, and your immune system is 99.78%. It's not even a discussion. We're not. It's not even a discussion. It's not even a discussion. Now, you're just at a point where it's election season. You got two political parties who are refusing to admit that they were either scammed by global for-profit vaccine companies or they are part of a scam where they were just destroying the nation's economy. But either way, it's a cover-up. At this point in time, they're just trying to not let voters realize that millions of people are going to die. They just forgot the economy. How do you go on this Friday? Y'all have a great day. I love y'all to death. This is Gerard. Defund science. Until you get some love in your heart. Like Ziggy Marley said, engineering and science are pointless. It's all pointless if you ain't got no love in your heart. If you got no love in your heart, it ain't tomorrow. These systems need to be taken down, and we need to stop making big, powerful medical machines and Greek fire to kill people.
Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you want to free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top?